What's up guys, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. And today we are doing another episode of Team Build and Battle. And today I have a pretty cool team in stock. So, we are revisiting Indeedee Male and Slurpuff. So, one notable thing, I made a team around these guys a while ago, and I think it's still like pretty strong. I think it's a really good, way to play this team. I think it's cool. So essentially, the whole thing is you have Psychic Surge here, and then Slurpuff has Unburden and Psychic Seed. It breaks the Seed, then activating Unburden and doubling your speed. So pretty good, right? Double speed is good. I've talked about this on numerous times on my channel. Doubling your speed is mighty. It's very good. Why would doubling your speed be bad? Answer is it's not. It's very good. So what we're going to do here, Slurpuff is going to be pretty much supportive Slurpuff once again. We have things like fake tears, after you on this team as well. So you can run something like Torkoal, Venusaur. That's how we ran it last time, I believe. We do have some new tools. We have Gmax Venusaur now, which is cool. We also have, Torkoal. We're going to play slow Torkoal. If we do this, we would be bulky Torkoal, like tanky turtle. Is pretty good. I think it's like a good way of running this guy. Just making it like this and then relaxed. 0 speed. 22, we slow boys. So we do also have a Trick Room engine on this that you could do. You could do Trick Room, but I have never really used it like that. Trick Room, we have Imprison. Well, I have used it like this before. But on this team, Imprison, Trick Room, Protect, that's a 3 slot strat. 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 Okay, alright. So yeah, Imprison, Protect, and Trick Room. This is really strong. Imprisoning makes it so your opponent can't use Trick Room or Protect, which is really cool. I think it's good, but we want to use attacks with this Pokemon. This Pokemon is going to be attacking everyone. So we have Expanding Force, of course, right? Expanding Force, of course. This is probably just going to Protect. It's going to be 3 attacks, Protect. We also have Mystical Fire, which is good. And then, do we get Dazzling? We get Dazzling Gleam. So this would be the same as like a Hatterene competitive set, except without, this would be Trick Room. So there's a couple of different ways. This is going to be Life Orb. We're going to be very, very offensive indeed. And max speed, we're going to be Timid Nature as well. We're also just going to be max special attack, and then boom. Very, very offensive. Now, we have some good calcs here. Like this Pokemon's, bulk is not good. 60 HP and 55 defense is really low, but 95 special defense is not bad for the Pokemon. So like, special defense plus Dynamax, we're probably going to live sometimes, but not all the time. So you do have After You, of course. Like, we're fast. We're at 161. Like, common like Arcanines are pretty fast at this, but not unbelievably fast. We're still going to be getting outsped by a lot of things. Like a lot of things like Dragapult. We have Cinderace, which is very, very big in the meta. There's a lot of Pokemon. And a Sucker Punch, or like a max Sucker Punch, will take us out, no doubt. Indeedee, Slurpuff, what Pokemon? What's our last attack that we want to do? Fake Tears, probably. I'm going to use it as a placeholder here for now. Probably this, right? How fast do we need to be? We double. Do I just want to get fast enough to, outspeed Dragapult? Or should I should probably outspeed Weather Boys as well. So, what does Venusaur hit? Well, Venusaur, most of them play this, plus Modest, times 2 then as well. So, it's going to be like 132, 264. That's what I thought it was. 264. So, we want to outspeed that. So, we have to hit 132, or 133 unsupplemented. So, we can't. So, we have to be Timid. Timid, 136. So, I mean, we can go there, 244 plus. That hits pretty good. Actually, no, that's 132. So we can, go a little bit lower, 133. At 228, Timid. That sounds good to me. That outspeeds just about everything, what else like Kingdra? What does Kingdra hit? Do common Kingdras run, let's look it up. Kingdra are most modest. Most are modest. That's what I was expecting. Most are going to be modest. So, max plus that 137. Can we hit 138? We can't. So, we're just gonna run it like this. 228 is good. Bye bye Kingdra, get out of here, sir. All right, so that's good. And then we can run the rest in physical bulk, and I think that's like probably the best way for our Slurpuff here. So Unburden, Psychic Seed. Also, Psychic Seed does give us special defense +1, which is pretty good because 75 is not that great, but 75 +1 is pretty good. And then 86 base for that isn't great, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and run some calcs to make sure that we can live pretty easily with Slurpuff. So Iron Head, Max Steel Spike into this, 252 HP, not attack. And then 28 defense was what we were running. So, I mean, we're living a lot of the time. So that's going to be Life Orb, Excadrill, Max Steel Spike into our pretty defensive guy. This is Dynamax Calc. RIP. Never going to live that. Well, like, there's just no chance. Although after a Charm, -2 attack, pretty good, actually. Okay, so, this is actually, speed was 228 or 244. I think 228. Yeah, 228 because it's 828. All right, so it's pretty good. This has to be timid. These don't really matter. I'm just filling them out because, you know, I'm weird that way. Anyway, so we can live a Charmed. If we charm it, it's 18.8% chance to OHKO, and that's with Life Orb. And most common Excadrills use Focus Sash, so we're probably safe from that, which is very good after a charm. So I think charm is definitely, you know, what we have to do here. Let's see about Cinderace. Can we live a attack from this guy? Cinderace is currently the best Steel type Pokemon, oddly enough. All right, Libero, Life Orb, Iron Head, Max. So we've got 153, 183. Actually, not bad. We're guaranteed living, you know, from that with Charm. Pretty good. I like Charm. I think that's pretty solid. I think overall it's pretty good. What about Duraludon? Duraludon. Default set. That's fine. Special attack at 252, just to make sure. Life Orb and Modest, just to make sure. So we have Max Flash Cannon. We're not living. Okay, so that's good to know. You know, even at +1 special defense from the Psychic Seed, we are still dying to that every time. Makes sense. So no, we can't run Sash though because of Unburden. So it is what it is. So I think I'm pretty set with that. That for Slurpuff, I think that's fine. Well, let's go fill out Torkoal a little bit. So I did say I could do defensive, but we're gonna try Choice Specs, Drought, of course, Eruption, Heat Wave, Solar Beam, and Earth Power, and then you know, HP, not defense now, into special attack, and 4 and 2 defense. No, 4 and 2 special defense, and then we're gonna go with Quiet Nature. Just we want to do as much damage as possible with our Eruption, since we have the After You. So like our idea here pretty much is you know, lead Indeedee Slurpuff. Your opponent fights down the Indeedee. Now you have Torkoal in the back. You switch in Slurpuff After You attacks with Eruption. Very, very strong. So you start off with really big offensive pressure from Indeedee. You know, Max Psychics under Psychic Surge with Life Orb is going to do a lot of damage. Max invested into special attack. Base 105 is not like insane, but not bad. We hit 157 on our stat. It's okay. We also have good spread with Mystical Fire, and even if we don't bring Torkoal, then we can still set up the you know, Sun with that, which is pretty good. So so far we are very similar to our last build for this team, and I would like to you know, change it up a little bit, but I don't know what else to do. So this is our core so far. I do want something that can beat like common dark Pokemon. I really want to be able to beat Tyranitar and Incineroar, and both those Pokemon kind of just wall me out right now. So adding a water type could be good, but also adding fighting would be better, because then we you know, don't get stopped out by our own Sun. So I want something fighting. What do we want? Let's go ahead and fill this out a little bit more. We're gonna run Focus Sash on the Venusaur. We're gonna run Chlorophyll. You know, 2 attacks, Sleep Powder, Protect, I think is what I'm probably gonna go with. Maybe 3 attacks and Sleep Powder. That way, you know, you still have Max Guard, but I do kind of like Protect on this Pokemon, so I'm gonna start it off with Protect, Sleep Powder, Leaf Storm, and Sludge Bomb. That's gonna be our start. Just a dual stab plus Sleep Powder Protect. We're We're going to go into special attack here, modest nature, boom 4, everything like that. 132, we're going to hit, you know, double that with chlorophyll. So I like this core. I think it's pretty strong so far. What else do we want to add? Well, I said I wanted to add a fighting type Pokemon, and I don't really want it to be slow. So we could add Cinderace. Cinderace could add a lot of value to the team, and then use it as like only a Liberomon, so not even using a fire type Pokemon, or a fire type attack on it probably. It's Cinderace Gmax would be fine, but if we don't run an attack, like it doesn't have to be Gmax, it doesn't matter. So Cinderace is a good, you know, a good potential partner here. But we are already using Life Orb, so what do we make it? It could be a Salt Vest. That's a good option, because then we have High Jump Kick. But honestly, non-Dynamax High Jump Kick is pretty mediocre because of Protect, and I don't really want that. I'd rather have another different kind of fighting type Pokemon, right? What else can we get? Well, you can get Arcanine with Close Combat and like Choice Bandit or something. That could be good. I do want some more offensive. I do want one more defensive or like supporting Pokemon, because as of right now we only have Slurpuff, because Torkoal is out attacking. Everything else is attacking as well. So I want one supportive Pokemon. That could be like Togekiss. That would also give us a ground immunity, which is really good, since that's something we are lacking right now. We don't really have any typing core, but I think that's fine. I mean, we have the start to it with Fairy. We could add like a Dragon and a Steel, but like I said, I really want fighting on my team as well. And that, I mean, that could come with like Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr could be really good. It answers both the other Pokemon really well, but you know, Incineroar is like kind of like mediocre to it, or like it's a mediocre matchup, you know, because the Intimidates. But I still think it's probably pretty good, right? Conkeldurr, that could work really well. Guts, although then we have Assault Vest still active, because that was going to be on the other guy. So let's go ahead and try that out. Assault Vest, Guts, Close Combat at least, because I want to take those Pokemon out. What about, alright, so Conkeldurr, let's run some calcs real quick. So Incineroar, the sweet spot for defense for Incineroar has been 84 seemingly. It's pretty good. So we'll run 236 HP and 84 defense, plus Intimidate, of course. So Conkeldurr, Adamant, 252 into attack. Drain Punch is not doing much. It's not doing nearly enough. So let's go ahead and try Close Combat on here as well. Will that take it out? It does not. So it gets really close, 79 to 94%. It's close, but not going to take it out. So how do we, you know, supplement that a little bit more? You could go with Helping Hand. That could be good. Helping Hand will make it a knockout, which is good. What can get Helping Hand? Well, we could use that instead of Fake Tears. So that's definitely an option, because then, you know, like Conkeldurr plus the Slurpuff. So essentially, you know, Indeedee Slurpuff, if your opponent, honestly, if my opponent tracks down Slurpuff and destroys Slurpuff turn 1, then maybe it'll fold. My plan will fumble a little bit. If he takes down Slurpuff immediately, then I'm stuck with a Dynamax Indeedee. Can't really switch that out for Venusaur if I bring in Torkoal. So then we have to bring good Pokemon in the back. Well, Conkeldurr definitely is a good Pokemon in the back, so that's fine. We could bring something like Dusclops in the back as well. Conkeldurr plus Dusclops. Honestly, I like that a lot. And then that actually fills the void for a Helping Hand user as well. So yeah, I like that. I think that's what we're gonna go with for our last Pokemon. I already convinced myself. There's no unconvincing myself. So we're gonna run maybe Nightshade, one attack, Nightshade, Will-O-Wisp, Helping Hand. We could be cheeky and run Ally Switch, but I mean, I'm not a huge fan of running Ally Switch always. So yeah, but let's see, what does Tyranitar dies to Close Combat Dynamaxed with 252 HP, right? Yeah. Okay. Hitting 105 to 125. Now that's a really good calc, but even if we're -1 from Intimidate, -1, Helping Hand will still put us right back to that. So Helping Hand Dusclops is really good for this team. I think it's good. Slurpuff, maybe that's like so needed for the team that we can change that to Helping Hand. We only have one physical Pokemon, so Fake Tears is probably going to be way better overall. Let's see, Fake Tears. Yeah, I think it's probably going to be better. Dazzling Gleam. Let's check. Here's another calc that I really wanted to check. Is Indeedee Male. Well, our custom set that I didn't set. 252 attack. Life Orb. Yeah. Dazzling Gleam. Max it into Tyranitar. Dynamax. 252 HP. We're only hitting... Oh, that's with Helping Hand. Yikes. Okay, so we're only hitting 40 to 47%. So if we think they're gonna lead Tyranitar, this has to be in the back. Just fine. Let's go ahead and run some calcs for Dusky. The Husky Dusky. Why did that only have 248? It's weird. So Dusclops. Let's see some calcs. What are we afraid of? Well, I guess Dragapult is pretty scary. Max Phantasm with Life Orb. It's pretty scary. It's hitting 100 to 118. That's with 0 defense, right? So let's see. Actually, 252 is the best way for defense. So I'm just gonna skip the calcs portion and go for that because then we guaranteed live that, which is good. Put 4 into special defense. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and fill this bad boy out. So close combat, I know I want Mach Punch as well. We could go like 3 with Drain Punch as well, 3 fighting, but I don't really want to. Close combat, Mach Punch is good. Ice Punch I want. We have to hit the guy, Dragapult, the guy we were just talking about, because we have to have some out, and like the rest of our team is not really doing much to it. Venusaur is very offensive, so is Torkoal. Like all of these Pokemon are very, very offensive, but this is good. And we can try Rock Slide as well. It's probably fine. What else do we need to hit in the meta? Well, we don't really have anything for flying type actually. Yeah, no ground immunity is another like annoying thing that I didn't want to not have, but it's okay. I mean, Torkoal gets destroyed by it, but like Indeedee Slurpuff is going to be the ideal lead, right? Because we bring Indeedee Slurpuff, and then in the back we either bring Conkeldurr Dusclops or Torkoal Venusaur, and that's pretty much the whole idea. And then if you don't want to go Indeedee Slurpuff lead, we go Torkoal Venusaur and then Conkeldurr Dusclops in the back, and then we pretty much just have 3 different groups of 2 that whichever one is the best we can bring for that scenario, which is good. And then if you bring these 2 and then bring these 2 in the back, it can be really good. Whoops, time's up. I have to switch something. Oh well, I'll do it later. 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. Anyway, so Nightshade, Willow's Helping Hand, that's good. Let's go ahead and fill this guy out. We're just going to make it 252 HP in attack and then 4 into special defense because he's very frail in special defense. We're also going to make it Adamant Nature. We could make it min speed, but I don't think you really need to make it min speed here. This is gonna be min speed. I made it bold. What an idiot. So relax. Actually, this one is going to be min speed. So 27. This is also min speed 22. So like we have a very good Trick Room engine with Torkoal, Dusclops, and Conkeldurr is like good under Trick Room, but not like against Trick Room, like hard Trick Room. So that's pretty much the idea here. Is Indeedee Slurpuff, and then you bring Torkoal Venusaur in the back, or Conkeldurr Dusclops in the back, whichever one you need more. Indeedee Slurpuff is pretty awkward against certain leads, like things like Tyranitar Togekiss or Tyranitar Dusclops. Incineroar is not that bad against us, like obviously it walls out the Expanding Force or the Max Psychic, but it's not bad. I don't think. And the only thing that like people would bring Incineroar is for Conkeldurr and the Venusaur potentially as well. And actually it hits super effective against Dusclops as well. So yeah, I think this is a good jumping off point for a new age Indeedee Slurpuff with Torkoal Venusaur as well as Conkeldurr Dusclops. So that's what we're sticking with. 25 minutes in, let's get a game in before we end this video to add to the team build and battle instead of just team build. Anyway, let's get into it. Alright, so what do we got here? So we have Gyarados, Amoonguss, Grimmsnarl, Tyranitar, a lot of dark on this team. It's kind of annoying. So this is one of those teams that like the Tyranitar is there. So we kind of want to go with, Indeedee Slurpuff. Kind of. But we can switch into like the Conkeldurr turn 1 or like Dusclops. So I think that's just what we're going with. It was just a pretty quick, So we see Grimmsnarl, Gyarados. Interesting. So he's got some screens, which is pretty good. Do I want to max here? That's the question. We could max. We could go for like a max Starfall into the Grimmsnarl and do a lot of damage. Or we could max. We could just Expanding Force and go for like Fake Tears into the Gyarados, or like Charm the Gyarados as well. I think that's what we're doing. So we're gonna Expanding Force while hitting off a Charm onto Gyarados. All right, that was a really strong switch for him, because now like Charm gets, yeah. Oh wait, no, we're not Prankster. We're just fast, but the double immunity is really bad. So we'll switch to Dusclops and start getting off damage with Dazzling Gleam. Although like that's not good. We did Charm it, so it's fine. We can Fake Tears Grimmsnarl. We have no offense. Starfall the Grimmsnarl, Fake Tears the Grimmsnarl. This breaks through his screen, takes him out. Okay, Grimmsnarl is gone. It was going for an attack. Lash Out is going to do a good bit of damage. That did more damage than I wanted it to. I'm not gonna lie. So we lose our terrain, but that's okay because mystery terrain is like, it's fine. Slurpuff is just chilling now. So we still have, you know, a lot of offensive pressure in this game with the Indeedee Slurpuff, and nothing on his team like naturally outspeeds Indeedee and you know, scares it off enough. You know, Gyarados will not outspeed it, which is good. You know, we're probably just gonna Mindstorm, does the most damage. Mindstorm plus Fake Tears, the Gyarados. He switches. So this actually still takes out the Amoonguss, though. It's Sash. Okay. Interestingly enough, it's Sash. But we Sandstorm damage, so, you know. Indeedee falls, but his Amoonguss falls. I'm pretty okay with this switch, or this trade-off, because now we're 2v2ing, and we have Dusclops Conkeldurr in the back. It's really good. Dusclops. He has Tyranitar. What's his other Pokemon? Gyarados. That's right, obviously. So it's weakness policy Tyranitar. We were expecting that. So we can set Trick Room now, right? Because nothing really offense is like scary to the Dusclops. And we just start like firing off. Like we just charm everything now, right? Until it's like doing 0 damage, actually. Seems good. Max Geyser does no damage. So we just like Slurpuff. We set up terrain. And now Dusclops is, or not terrain, Trick Room. And then we just like Will-O-Wisp and charm everything. Okay, we missed the Will-O-Wisp, that's fine. Lash Out still does 2 damage. I want Dusclops to die, or like either one of them can die. It doesn't matter. But like Gyarados is doing no damage. We Will-O-Wisp the Tyranitar and charm the Gyarados again. Gyarados does 0 damage. Actually, I want to switch. It's probably time to switch. Will-O-Wisp. And we don't have any Protect left. Charm Gyarados. Now it's actually just unusable. Both of them are just unusable. Did we miss with Slurpuff? Oh, we said Trick Room. Duh. And Nightshade is going to just start doing damage, and Fake Tears is going to just start doing damage. We charmed the Tyranitar once again. Make it so that he does actually 0 damage with anything, and then, you know, Dusclops is just... I mean, Dusclops can fight at this point, you know? 2 times special attack. Ooh. But it's burned. Anyway, it's, like, still burned. And -2. So, I mean, that was just damage reduction, the game, you know. But now we just, like, Mach Punch everything down, you know. It doesn't matter. Ice Punch. We can just Rock Slide at this point. It takes out the Gyarados. And then, yeah, now we Dazzling Gleam because it already got Earthquaked anyway. So Rock Slide going to take out the Gyarados. Rock Slide plus Dazzling Gleam is going to take out the Gyarados. But Slurpuff goes down anyway. But it's in Mach Punch range. And it actually died to its own Life Orb. So whatever. And let's go ahead and just Mach Punch it. It's done. At this point, you can't win. Well, that was fun. You know, pretty good. I think overall, you know, this team it's really strong. I think it is really strong. Indeedee Slurpuff maybe is not the optimal lead for it. But you know, obviously we know Dusclops Torkoal is really good. Or Dusclops Conkeldurr is really good in the back. We also have Torkoal, Venusaur is really good in the back as well, or in the front. Either way, you have 2 optimal leads and then 1 really strong in the back combo. And I think Dusclops Conkeldurr deals with most Pokemon in the back. So that's good. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then comment, like, subscribe, do all those things. Join my Discord, follow me on Twitter, do all those things. Goodbye.